Hello, guys. And as you can see, it's going to be another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. But there is one thing. 1 second. Are you guys hearing the audio double? I have a feeling you do. How is this? Is this better? It is Shuki, unfortunately.
How do you know it's me?
All right, guys. So we are gonna be. You don't hear the audio double? That's pretty strange. Welcome, Perch. Welcome to the stream.
Do you want me to go check?
Yes, please. No video because I don't have enough USB ports, so it's gonna be without video today. It's double? Ah, shit. Check.
Oké. En dan moet ik een andere ruimte.
Is wat minder daar? Moet je die proef hebben? Anders kan ik wel zo doen.
Ik ga eventjes gaan checken.
Nee. Zet u een beetje meer naar rechts en dan komt hij nog.
Beter?
Alright, guys, are you able to hear it double now?
Mij hoor je enkel op deze. Nou, dankjewel Lars.
Ja, Shuki is er ook. Are you able to hear it double, guys, or not? I'll watch for myself. You guys are lazy to listen.
Nu niet meer, zegt Lars.
Divine, but yeah, I know you can hear both, but I was wondering if it was double or not, because she's right next to me, so we are like trying to sort out the volume of the stream. Wat ga je nu eens?
Hello, my name is Shukriya and I'll be joining Thomas's live stream.
All right, guys, we are ready for it. We are ready for it, and it's gonna be a banger. It is gonna be on. Where is it gonna be? Good question. I think it's gonna be on Qatar. Shuki better at in English than Thomas. Thank you, Larcy.
Thank you. I hope you mean it.
All right, guys. So let's go straight into the whatever it is. Not 100% sure. I think it's Qatar. Wait, hold up. Still trying to sort out the thingy real quick.
Thomas, do I get paid for this? Are you gonna pay me?
No, I'm not gonna get paid. I'm not gonna pay you. So just keep your mouth shut. All right, guys. So we're gonna be talking about last week's stream. Unfortunately, I didn't stream there, so yeah, I did the Div 1 race. Today it's going to be the Div 2 race. And then on Wednesday, we are going to be having the Div 1 race. So we had Abu Dhabi last week, where Rios won that Grand Prix. Agman came in P2. And then we had Divine in P3. So congratulations to Divine on, I think, the first podium that I've been streaming for. So congratulations to you, Divine. But today we are going to be talking about Qatar. Qatar has a population of 2,720,000 people. The first Grand Prix ever held was in 2021. There is no data, unfortunately, on the amount of biggest winners. So, yeah, we're not going to be having that. And then the track, the qualifying record is 120.9, and the race. What are you saying, Larcy? Yeah, Larcy N2. Okay. And the race lap is, the race record is going to be 1 minute, 23 seconds, and 5 hundredths. So let's go straight to the track layout. as Qatar is a pretty difficult track, if you ask me. So going into turn four, you've got a lot of like 90 degrees corners, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a short qualifying and a 50% race. The track distance will be 5.4 kilometers and the race distance will be 157 kilometers. Now, going into turn seven right now, you've got a fast right-hander, and then it's going to be a little bit of an S section right there. It's a difficult section with not a lot of overtaking opportunities here around Qatar, but we're currently still waiting in the lobby, so I can talk a little bit more about the track. So you only have one DRS opportunity, unfortunately, as I would love to see a couple of more, because, you know, DRS sections make more DRS overtakes, if that makes sense, and more overtakes in general. Now, going into turn 15 is quite a good overtaking opportunity coming out at that corner, going into turn 16 at the last corner of the track, and then you will have that DRS straight right there. Now, let's go to the strategy, as it is going to be a very interesting strategy. It's only going to be a one-stopper, so safety car probability is not a go. It's not that high. Tire degradation rate is neither that high, and neither is the tire overheating probability. So medium hards, hard mediums, hard softs, or soft hard could definitely work around here. Now let's go straight to my predictions. I'm not going to be seen, unfortunately, as I don't have a USB port, but my predictions are going to be Agman for P1, going for Mr. Basil with P2, and Rios with a good P3. So hopefully these guys are going to be able to get there. Now, we will be waiting for you in a couple of minutes. It is not going to be, no, it is going to be the right standing. So we will be waiting for you, and we will be right back. Much. All right, guys, here we are for the Qatar Grand Prix. As I said, it's going to be a short qualifying and a 50% race, so we will be waiting a little bit in that qualifying, talking a little bit. And I'm also gonna introduce Shuki real quick. So Shuki is is my girlfriend. She's gonna be here in my house tonight, and she wasn't really doing anything. So I asked her, you wanna stream with me? And she said, yeah, okay. So here she is. Welcome, Shuki.
Hi. How are you all doing? This feels a little strange.
Right. So yeah, I mean, Shuki doesn't have any Formula One knowledge or anything, so I'm gonna try and learn her some things here today. But of course, you can't learn everything in one day. So, what is your Formula One knowledge, Shuki?
Can I say who you don't like?
Yes, you can.
I know he doesn't like Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Who do you don't like? Who don't you like?
I mean, I guess I don't like Lewis Hamilton because you don't.
Yeah, that's a safe answer if you ask me. I'm just gonna have a quick listen, so if you can keep talking, Shuki, that would be amazing.
Is there something else I know? I know something about safety cars, I guess. When there is a safety car that you need to drive all behind each other. Yeah,
Yes, all
pretty
right.
much it.
Guys, we're going to be in the qualifying right now, so not talking about qualifying, of course, but not talking about safety cars. What am I saying? Qualifying. Of course, we're going to be talking about qualifying, and there goes Talk. Talk retires from the session already. That's a really unfortunate mistake there from the Red Bull driver as he goes into the wall in turn 5. And let's go on board with another driver right now. So, who do you think is going to get a top 3 here, Shuki, in the qualifying?
Ooh, I don't know. Um, maybe just First three ones: Eggman, Oranje Boom Brown, and Mihu.
Mihu, yeah, that's an interesting one. Last week or the week before was his first Grand Prix ever in in any leagues actually. So pretty well done there from Mihu trying to finish the race. But I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to get on the podium here today in the qualifying. Only if he had a crazy practice session these last couple of days. But I don't expect that to happen, unfortunately.
Will Shuki be driving later tonight? No, I will not.
No, I don't think that would be a great idea to have Shuki race. She's done it once, I think. Did you do it
No,
once?
probably twice.
She's done it twice,
But
apparently.
I crashed
Yeah, she's not really good.
against everything.
She's not really good. So,
No, but that's not easy. I mean, it was my first time. I'm good at other things. I don't need to be good at racing.
such as what?
Um, I can bake cookies very well.
Cookies.
Yep.
We're nothing with cookies here. Although a good cookie would taste really nice at the moment. In all honesty, what cookies do you like, Shuki?
Just chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies. That's an
Yep.
interesting one. Larcy asks if you can send him some chocolate chip cookies. Ooh, Shauna with the first qualifying lap here in the session of 123.8. Let me have a quick look at what the actual qualifying record is on this track. Set by any other league, it is a 120.9. So these guys are about 3 seconds slower. Mr. Basil now puts himself in P1 as the Haas driver is possibly going to be the pole sitter for tonight, in my opinion. But who did you said again? Mihu?
Yeah, I don't know. Yep. See, he's number one.
Oh, Mihu is at number one indeed. That is crazy if you think about it. He wasn't really up there these last couple of weeks, but seems like he's there tonight. Larcy thinks Miu is going to get pole too. That's a really interesting take. Shuki goated prediction. I think someone is hitting on my girlfriend.
Let Lars be. He's just being nice.
Larcy, nice. He's never nice.
Larcy is always nice to me. Maybe you should be more nice to me, like Larcy is.
I'm always nice to you. Ga even iets proberen, secondje.
I wanted to do ASMR, but Thomas won't let me. I'm really good at ASMR, by the way. I've got a channel.
She doesn't have a channel, guys.
I don't. I wish I had, but I'm just too scared, I guess, that people will laugh at me for making ASMR. But I do like it. And Thomas has got the perfect mic for it.
Yeah, I actually do. I should sell her one. Larcy, by the way, if you're listening to the stream, can you let me know when it's double and stuff? Because I need to know just in case. And if Shuki is good, understandable, and if I'm understandable, please let me know. Don't joke around because I know you would do that, Larcy.
A rubber room with rats? What does he mean?
No idea what Larcy means. He's always that kind of guy that says random stuff in the chat. Love you, Larcy.
Yeah, but he joins your live streams quite a lot, so
Yeah, that's 100% true. That's 100% true. Appreciate that, Larcy.
shout out to you, man.
All right, let's have a quick look at the back here. A couple of guys are still in the pit lane.
I have got the better mic.
Yeah, that's my mic.
Yeah, but I've got the better mic.
Yeah, apparently. Larcy says it.
Maybe you should use this one.
No, because this one has the headset on it, and I appreciate. Well, I like it really more.
You think it's more convenient?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone else on the lap here? Brass Monkeys is coming into the pits. Jazz Pars, maybe. He's also coming into the pits, so that is not going to be a better lap time. Maybe readouts. He's breaking all the braking boards. Mihu still in P2. Still surprises me with Divine in P1 at 122.9, which is not that bad. A lot of guys still in the pit lane. Agman, Oranje, and Rios still in the pit lane. Thanks, Larcy. Appreciate that. So,
Shout out to you again.
so is anyone coming into the pits? Good question. Is anyone coming into the pits? Doesn't seem like it. Someone is out on a lap. It seems like that was an Alpine driver, Shauna Louise, as he is coming through turn 3 right now. Going into turn 3 right now. Going into turn 4. Wait. What do you mean, Maverick? Is that a joke? Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, Shauna Louise in P4. What is the Alpine driver going to be able to do here?
I think he's being serious because I'm in your live stream now, so maybe that's why it's so diverse.
That could be an option indeed. That could be. Ah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Can you see how many people are watching your live stream?
Yo, yo, yo. Nurex, welcome to the stream. It's 8. 8 people are currently watching, which is not too bad. My average over my whole year, my career, is about 6.3 or something like that, but I think I boosted it up with the social lobbies of last Friday. So today we're gonna be having 8 people in the chat. It's probably gonna get less going into the race, as some people will crash out and then leave the live stream, unfortunately. But Shauna Louise now puts himself in P1 here in this qualifying at 122.7. Because that is a pretty good lap from the Alpine driver, although still 2 seconds slower than the Racing League Esports.
Are they not practicing?
No, this is qualifying, so this will determine where you're going to be starting on, well, during the race. So, for example, Shauna Louise is now going to start from the front, and then we've got Define, who's going to be starting in P2, Basil in P3. Well, for now, of course, because usually the track gets a little bit faster. Yo, 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 welcome, guys. Sazen, how are you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a fine evening here today. Ah, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good myself. Thank you for asking.
I'm good as well.
We've got my girlfriend in the chat. Welcome, Nick. How are you doing, buddy? Hope everything is fine tonight. We're gonna have my girlfriend in the chat today, so
Not in the chat.
well, in the comms box. So it's gonna be something different. Hopefully, a little bit of diversity, if that makes sense. Sazen says hallo, vriendin van Thomas.
Hi. Do you speak Dutch? Is he Dutch?
Yeah, he is Dutch. Otherwise, he wouldn't say hallo, vriendin van Thomas.
Well, maybe he used Google Translate. Okay, I will try.
Jazeker, zegt hij. Amazing, man. Yeah, so there's gonna be another open lobby on Friday, so make sure to sign up there if you'd like to well, do an open lobby on Friday. Shuki is unfortunately not gonna be there, so
Nope.
Shuki.
I'm going to a party
That's on Thursday. That's on Thursday.
on Thursday, and then on Friday there's one as well.
No way.
Yes, there is. Een feestje.
The Hero.
Yep.
Oh, okay, fair enough. If it's with the hero, I don't really mind. Alright, guys, still 6 minutes in the qualifying here. 122.7. Yes, sir. But this is the slower tier of Racing League Esports, so not of Racing League Esports.
What do you talk about, Thomas, during your live stream?
Usually just talk about what's happening on the stream and on the screen, because, you know,
Not about your life?
not really, actually. Sometimes I throw in a little joke or a little story about my life or what happened to me, but overall, I'm trying to leave that behind. Although I do think that a lot of guys appreciate that. Sometimes there's a little bit of a joke there. But yeah, what can we do about it, right? What can we do about it? Just tell more jokes, but then we would be missing a couple of things happening on the stream, so we don't want that to happen. We've got Rios on the lap right now. The Alfa Romeo driver is pretty fast, coming across the second sector line at the moment with 27 seconds for his first sector. That is going to be purple sector in sector 1. Now entering sector 2.
I feel like I'm on a radio station, or like I feel like I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, commentary is a little bit of a podcast. It's just a podcast about racing, and you guys are able to see something. We're able to talk about something, and you know, it's always great to have the race on stream. Otherwise, we could do a podcast of like things happening as I'm bleeding on my back. That's really interesting. Can I have the?
I'm next to him.
No, I don't care. Misschien moet je dat niet zeggen op stream.
Oops.
No, she's next to me. Like, we're trying to sort out the... Yeah, that's why the cam is off, but that's not the main reason, because the main reason the cam is off is, one, I'm in my... Well, I don't have a t-shirt on, and the second one is I don't have a USB port.
He's shirtless.
He's shirtless, yes indeed. So I don't have a USB port, so I'm not really able to put the camera in any USB port. So unfortunately, we're not gonna have a camera today. Yeah, she's still trying to sort out such things.
But sometimes I forget that people speak Dutch.
Yeah, honestly, I had the same problem during the beginning of my commentary career, if that makes sense, that people were able to understand me even if they didn't even speak Dutch, you know, they would be able to Google some things. Mihu, what the fuck is happening to this guy? P3 for the German driver as he's coming across the line right now to possibly go for another fast lap. As the McLaren driver has got a little bit of traffic in front of him. He's now passing the Haas driver, moving into turn 2. Yo, Thomas. No swearing? No, she's not getting anything. She's not getting anything.
What are they talking about?
Money. They're talking about money.
No, I'm doing this for free.
She volunteered, guys. Don't feel pity for her.
I volunteered as tribute. I'm trying. Thomas wants me to speak into the mic, but I am.
Right, so I hope the bleeding has stopped. Now going into sector 3 for Miu, and is he going to be able to improve here? The McLaren driver has got that Williams driver right ahead, and he needs to watch out. Still 1 minute 50 in the qualifying session here today, as he's now coming across the line to put not an improvement. It is going to be a 2.3 second slower lap than his fastest lap here. So I think he might have had a little bit of a speed potion that last lap that he did, because a 122.7 is definitely not something I expected from the German driver. Maybe he did it in some practice, because we all know this track hasn't been driven by anyone yet. So, I mean, driven as in it's the first time this is in the game. Yeah, Larcy, I know. It's like the second division of Phoenix. And Division 1, I wouldn't say it's slow, but it's slower than all the other leagues I commentary for. Although there are some pretty fast guys in Tier 1. So Shuki, on the track, well, you're able to see on track right now a car. Do you like that car? The orange one. She doesn't know anything about these cars, guys, by the way.
Orange is not really my favorite color, so no.
Okay, she doesn't like the McLaren, guys. What do you think about the Williams? This is the Williams.
No, I like
On the
this.
top, they've got the Duracell. So,
Yeah, I like this one more.
right. So apparently she likes the Williams. With Larcy asks, what's your favorite team?
My favorite team? Ooh. Um, I think I should be careful. I'm not sure what his favorite team
No,
is,
no, no. That's like, choose your own opinion. Choose your own opinion.
but I never watch Formula One, so yeah, I'm gonna just go with hmm, Ferrari, maybe?
Yeah, Ferrari is a good choice. It's a safe choice, guys. Of course, Ferrari, you know, it's not a super amazing team at the moment. They're doing pretty good, but you know, Ferrari, the strategy is a little bit interesting every now and then. And Jay's not on a fast lap. Let's go on board with Sparrow as he's not up entering sector 3 at the moment. Ferrari isn't shit, guys. They're just having a bad season. There goes the Williams driver as Divine puts himself in P1 and 121.7 qualifying lap. The qualifying record on this track is 120.9, which is set in Racing League Esports. And they're one of the faster guys I know, one of the faster leagues I stream for. But yeah, it's gonna be a 8/10 slower lap, which is, in my opinion, not that bad. Welcome, guys. Welcome, buddy. How are you doing tonight? So it's gonna
Hi.
be qualifying over. There is Shuki. Kais, by the way, my girlfriend is in the chat, so well in the comms box. I'm always saying in the chat. She's in the comm box.
Because I'm most of the time in a chat.
Yeah, most of the time, but not tonight. She's at my house tonight, and we're just gonna be doing some qualifying. So says no, unfortunately not, because I'm not able to watch it. I don't have a subscription, unfortunately, so wasn't really able to. Yeah, the Fine was really on fire. 121.7. That's a great lap. That's a great lap by the English driver. And let me have a quick look. I'm doing one race, guys, because it's too late otherwise. I'm just doing the sprint race of Austria and then the Austria race itself. So
Waarom zou ik emo zijn, Lars?
guys, this is going to be the qualifying for tonight. And I'm just going to have a quick look
I'm not.
on the stream, whether quality is better or not.
Sometimes. Oeh, Lars. Je verwacht wel veel. It's so weird to hear my voice.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty weird, honestly.
I don't like my voice.
So guys, actually in the chat, it's quite interesting that always the Haas is in the top 3. If you think about it, the Haas here in Phoenix Racing League is also in the top 3. They're actually in P1. They're also P1 in the league I'm streaming for tonight. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of Haas drivers. We're doing pretty well. Now let's have a quick look at the qualifying. Divine in P1, Rios in P2, and Agman in P3. Further, we've got Mihu, Shauna, Mr. Basil and Jay, Sparrow, Redoubts, Jazz, Brass Monkeys, Eska, Talk, Oranje Boom, and that is going to be that. I think we've got 2 people with a qualifying ban. So it's going to be Talk and Oranje Boom Brown all the way at the bottom of the grid because they haven't been able to set a lap yet. So everyone is just going to be in the pit lane right now, choosing their cars. Well, not the cars, because they already choose their cars. They're going to be choosing their strategies, of course, and then also their fuel. Because, you know, if you underfuel every now and then, that's not great. If you underfuel your car... How many leagues am I commentating? I should add you back on Discord, sure, buddy. How many leagues do I commentate on? Mondays I've got about... Well, it changes every now and then. So we've got North American Virtual Racing League, or whatever they're called. It's at 1 in the night, so that's a bit unfortunate. I cannot give you any information on that, Nick, unfortunately. For some I do, for some I can't say. And then the second one, well, on Mondays it's going to be Phoenix every 2 weeks. Then it's going to be the North American one. Yeah, RRL 2, that's also one. I'm going to be streaming for them next week. Then I've got IRF. I had Elite Sim Racing League. That's also on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I always got Power Grid Racing. On Wednesday, I've got Phoenix. On Thursday, I've got F1 Racing League. On Fridays, I had RLE, but they shut down their division. And then on Sundays, I had... What is that? AER, I think. All Elite Racing. That's true, Maverick. They're pretty big and they're pretty nice, but I'm not gonna get any advertisements here today in this league. Yeah, I'm pretty busy, you know. It's something I like to do, and when starting my commentary career, my English wasn't really that well. But now, after more than 150 races, I do feel like my commentary is a little bit better, if that makes sense, like my English in general. I'm able to talk more fluently, and fluently, doesn't really matter.
It is better indeed. But your English was good. It was already good.
Yeah, I just made a lot of mistakes for some reason, but it wasn't really that fluent, if that makes sense. I was just, like, in the middle of a sentence, I would stop out of nothing because I didn't really find the word I was searching for. No, not really, Sazen. There's not really a Dutch league, unfortunately. Alright, Maverick. Feel free to do so. So, guys, this is gonna be the the strategy thingies. It's gonna be hards for a couple of guys, mediums for a couple of guys. So we're gonna be having a lot of different strategies on track. Yeah, Sazen, if you join my Discord, on this Twitch platform, you can definitely find a few good leagues. If you join my Discord, I also organize open lobs and that kind of stuff, so just join up. We've got a couple of leagues linked, and we've got for every day a different league. So Mondays Phoenix, Tuesdays we've got PGR, Wednesdays we've got Phoenix, Thursdays we've got F1 RL. Link in the chat. Not really, it's in my Twitch panels. So if you go to info, and you will be able to find them there. Well, should be. Well, you can also find the Discords of the different leagues there. I'm just gonna have a quick look if I can find my Discord somewhere. Oh, it doesn't seem like it. Maybe if you click about me? No, it's not there. Why is it not there, actually? Oh no, it's not there. Maybe I should make one. I'll put it in the chat later, guys. Alright, guys, so we're going to be starting the race here. It's going to be 5 red lights here in Qatar. And away we go. Jazza is already going. He's got a drive-through penalty. He should have just gone. Now he's going to get a drive-through penalty, and unfortunately not going to be able to put a good performance in. We've got 3 wide into turn 1. We've got both half drivers going a little bit wide there. As we're looking at Mr. Basil all the way at the back, we've got a Ferrari and a Williams driver having a little bit of a incident right there, and Divine is still taking the lead. A yellow flag in Sector 1. That is going to be also a Alpine driver, but Sparrow has been the biggest loser thanks to that. Now Divine on these hard tires is still able to take the lead here. But is he going to be able to keep that? What do you think, Shuki?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Do you think Divine is going to be able to keep the lead here?
Maybe yes, but I think I'll have to decide that
Right.
later on the race.
All right, fair enough. Now let's have a quick look here in P3 as we've got Mr. Basil right behind Mr. Rios. And both drivers very familiar with each other. They were battling for a top couple of podiums last couple of races, but Mr. Basil seems to be trailing by about 6 tenths right now. Let's go back to talk as he made up quite a few positions. He started last during this race now around the outside of the German driver who has already lost 2 positions here, including the one from Thomas. And Thomas retakes P4, so great start there from the Dutch driver. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. He has gained 9 positions already. And there goes Miu again, down the inside, and he gets spun out by the Red Bull driver. That is really unfortunate. Mihu is trying to come back on track, and he's gonna be trailing by a couple of seconds. He's almost gonna be last. Although that is going to be Sparrow all the way in P14 with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Is he going to come into the pits one more time? It does look like it. Or is he going to take these 5 seconds till the end of the race?
No, Mihu. I was rooting for you.
Yeah, he texted me a couple of like last week. I think he said, "Oh no, the week before." He said, "Oh Thomas, your streams were really great. Thank you very much for commentating, and I really appreciated watching." So Mihu, if you're watching this, really unfortunate that you crashed out, and hopefully you're going to be able to get back. You're 1.1 seconds behind NJ, so I do expect you to get a little bit closer, but a top 5 position will be a little bit difficult. Readouts in P4 right now, the AlphaTauri driver currently in P5 doing a pretty good job trying to get back to a talk, as we've got Eggman with a little bit of an interesting P6. Readouts goes a little bit wide, goes onto the gravel as he's got to come back into the pits. Might feel a little bit nervous about me commentating on him, so let's go switch back to someone else. Talk right now before, as someone is coming into the pits. That is going to be Jazz with a possible broken front wing. Shuki, looking at the track, what do you think of the track?
Is that what you see there in the corner?
Yes, it is.
It looks a bit funny.
Yeah, actually, if you look at it, it looks a little bit like a squid. A little bit, if you let your imagination run wide.
It reminds me of the snail of SpongeBob. What is his name again?
Gary, I think it is. Gary.
Yeah. It reminds me a bit of him.
All right, so
maybe, yeah, that's a good thing.
it's a good thing. Well,
Yeah.
you thought it was a little bit weird. We've got a couple of crashes here. This is going to be me who possibly had a little incident with someone, possibly SK all the way in P12. We've got NJ now trying to defend this position from Shauna, Louise, and Oranje Boombraun. Let's go back to the top 4 as Talk now gets a 3-second time penalty. That is not going to be great for the Dutch driver. Let's go back to Oranje Boombraun on the tail of Shauna Louise. As Oranje Boombraun, he has gained 5 positions already, had a qualifying ban, and Shauna Louise lets the AlphaTauri driver go past rather easy. But if you think about it, he was off track, and if he rejoined track and safely, that was going to be a little bit interesting because he would have gotten a penalty for that. So Shauna Louise is coming into the pits. Not sure what strategy he's going for. And let's go to Talk as he's right on the tail of Mr. Rios right now. Mr. Rios, who dropped a couple of tenths already on Mr. Basil all the way in P2. 1.5 seconds behind the English driver at the moment. And Mr. Rios defending this position. No, I know, Larcy, because I can't talk that loud because Shuki is next to me. And if I talk loud, I'm not going to be able to stream very well.
I'm not calling the cars snails. I'm calling the track a snail. It looks like a snail.
Yes, indeed it does. Guys, I'm going to mute myself real quick and I will ask Shuki something. So I will be right back with you. All right, guys, so we're back with it again. I'm just gonna do some things real quick. Shuki unfortunately wasn't allowed to stream for me anymore, so just because I got stressed from everything that was happening on stream right now. Because when I was looking at the stream, wilt je blijven? Zeker? Okay. All right, guys. So she's definitely gonna be going to the next room. But as I said, you know, when I was talking, her meter would go up too. So I was just getting stressed about the meter going up, and you guys would be hearing it double. So yeah, my apologies for the misunderstanding here, because I'm just gonna try and plug out the USB microphone real quick, and now I can talk a little bit more with emotion. So just making sure that you guys are going to be enjoying this stream right now. And, well, delivering a good quality, of course, because, you know, the quality... we're currently in a battle with a Talk and Mr. Basil. Talk now down the inside of the Haas driver as he's backing out in Sector 1. Rios is kind of losing the toe of these two. Aranya Boom, who now gets a 3-second time penalty. There goes Talk down the inside of the Haas driver. And what is Mr. Basil going to be able to do? He's gonna stick down the inside. LRC Shuki is gone because I wasn't really able to be excited if she was still in the thingy here. So now let's have a quick look with Talk here. He's trying to create a gap to Mr. Basil. He should, because he's got a 3-second time penalty. Divine, who I think has had some practice in on these hard tires, he's able to get away from the guys behind, and he's really doing a good job right now. Gets a 3-second time penalty though, so he needs to make sure that Mr. Basil is not going to get any close. And of course, if Mr. Basil is not going to get a penalty here. Now let's have a quick look with Rios, as Rios is kind of losing the toe here right now, as the Alfa Romeo driver is, well, he's 9/10 behind. And I'm just gonna have a quick look at something real quick, guys, so bear with me. So I'm just gonna have a quick look if the quality of the stream is all right, and I will be right back with you. Guys, if I talk right now, oh wait, Mr. Basil is so close behind Talk right now. 1/10 to the Red Bull driver. Both drivers at the front have a penalty, but what is Mr. Basil gonna do? The more he's gonna be battling with Talk, the more time he's gonna lose to Divine Eye. And I'm just gonna put my stream on real quick, so we'll be right back with you. Just gonna put my stream on. Yeah, quality of the stream seems to be quite all right. Nick, but what do you mean with it's okay? Like, okay doesn't seem very nice, if that makes sense. Mr. Basil 2/10s behind, and I do see Divine getting another penalty. Mr. Basil, who now gets a 3-second time penalty, so he's not going to be able to get any closer to Divine Eye, even with these medium tires. It's decent. Okay, Nick. Rios, who loses about 1/10 every couple of corners. Thanks, Nod. Appreciate it. Mr. Basil now goes down the inside with the use of DRS. Is Talk going to give in? Doesn't look like it. Mr. Basil, who takes that P2, but Talk is battling around the outside. He's gonna have the inside line right now. Is there gonna be damage? Doesn't look like it. They're keeping it clean, although a little bit of touch-a-rooney right there as Talk has to yield out of that defense. He's now gonna be sliding across the track a little bit there. What do you mean, Larcy? What do you mean? NJ is going to win. Where's NJ? NJ is all the way in P6. The Ferrari driver doing a pretty good job. 3.7 seconds behind Redoubts, though. All Talk is going a little bit onto the gravel. It was grass, I think it was. Rios now on the tail of Talk. 5/10s to the Red Bull driver, and it's once again going to be a three-way battle for the top two. Of course, we've got Rios with no penalties. No, they don't, Larcy. This is their This is their logo. Oh, Redoubts with another penalty right there. Their Discord doesn't actually, Larcy. Not too sure what you mean, buddy. Oh, I'm doing some things wrong. All right, Larcy, what do you think of this quality? Is it pretty all right? Is it not pretty all right? Please let me know. Because you said it's not great, but I feel like it's pretty great. Talk now on the tail of Mr. Basil. Divine Eye still leading the race, and we've got Adman making the move on the Red Bull driver in turn 16. Oh, okay, Larcy, appreciate it. And the Red Bull driver goes into the pits. No, he crashed out. There goes Escalea, our Dutch buddy, and Mew gets back into P9, but we might be seeing a penalty for one of these guys, which had an incident with a Talk. 6/10 right now from Talk to Mr. Basil. All three drivers in the lead have a penalty right now. Talk, who is definitely the biggest winner of the evening already, as he's got 10 positions gained already, so he started all the way P13. Talk is definitely not a chicken. His name is Thomas, but I'm not too sure why he's actually called Talk. He definitely does have a backstory, but you're able to ask it in my Discord chat, Larcy. He's in the Discord, so definitely ask him. Just ping him. His name is ZMF1 Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. Now Talk 8/10s behind Mr. Basil, so we definitely see Mr. Basil with a good pace around here as he's trying to make a gap to a Talk. But Talk, he's closing down that gap down the main straight with the use of DRS. Rios is just trying to stick with these guys, but it's difficult for the Spanish driver as he's currently in P4 with 1.4 seconds behind. Not too sure what tires he is on. Let's have a quick look. Mr. Rios is also on medium tires, so all the guys on the hard tires will have the benefit over the medium tires at the end of the race, because the medium tire runners have to go on to hard tires and the hard tire runners have to go on to medium tires. Now Brass Monkeys gets another 3-second time penalty. Brass Monkeys all the way in P14. Let's have a quick look with NJ. NJ on the hard tires having a battle with Redoubts. And I know Redoubts has a penalty already. NJ doesn't. The Ferrari driver is looking to make a move here in Sector 2. It's difficult. Redoubts goes a little bit too wide. Let's drive on board with the Ferrari driver. Taking a lot of curb on the inside. What is Redoubts going to do? Going a little bit wide through turn 8. If I'm not mistaken, that is turn 8. Redoubts is defending the inside line. He's going back on the outside. NJ with a little bit of touch-a-rooney. Redoubts doesn't leave any space. And there goes NJ. The Ferrari driver loses a position after Redoubts doesn't leave enough space for the Ferrari driver. And that is going to be very frustrating for the Ferrari driver. We've got a yellow flag. That is going to be Divine Eye spun. Divine Eye spun. And now Talk and Mr. Rios are going to get way closer to these guys. Mr. Basil comes into the pit, still 18 more laps to go. And he's gone on the hard tires, so hopefully he's going to be able to make these hard tires last until the end of the race. It would be a little bit interesting to see that these medium tires are already out of their life, if that makes sense. But right now, Divine Eye in P1, he's got 10 lap old hards. He's possibly faster than Talk and Mr. Rios, although Mr. Rios is not able to keep the toe off Talk at the moment. Talk, who's like 1 second, 1.1 second in front of Mr. Rios. He doesn't give him a toe. He doesn't give him the DRS, although it does seem like it right now. Mr. Rios, who is within 1 second of the Red Bull driver, if he can keep it consistent here through Sector 3, he might be able to get another DRS opportunity off the Red Bull driver. Now Talk, with these medium tires, he's not able to get any closer. Why is that, Larcy? Nobody does that. Now, penalty-wise, Talk already has 9 seconds of penalty, so he really needs to create a gap to Mr. Rios and Redoubts, although Redoubts is about 19 seconds behind. So, well, actually 13 seconds, because he's, no, 19, 9, 28, 10, 13 seconds behind, taking penalties into consideration. Now 2 seconds to Divine Eye, as it is definitely going to be Divine pushing a little bit here in Qatar. I do think he has done some practice on this track, and I do love him for that, because he wasn't really very consistent these last couple of races I've streamed in Season 7. But to be honest, Divine Eye has been performing pretty well lately. Now, he is in P3 in the Drivers' Championship, as you can see on the left side of your screen, but he's definitely going to get a lot of points on Mr. Basil and Agman here today. He's possibly going to win that position from Agman, as the winner scores about 30 points here in the Phoenix Racing League. Now, looking at the position changes, not that many changes have happened. We've seen 4 positions lost for Agman and Mihu, as both drivers didn't have a very great start there of that race. I wouldn't say it's caused by anyone. Maybe Mihu's won. Talk gonna win apparently. Don't think Talk is gonna win, as he's got a 9-second time penalty, and I'm waiting for a safety car here because I gotta go pee really urgently. Now let's have a quick look where Talk is gonna end, because he is in the pits right now, and if he ends up behind Mr. Basil, his strategy definitely didn't work out. So how is the Haas driver gonna do? He's gonna have the DRS, and he's definitely gonna get past Talk right here. Talk, even with a couple of seconds behind, I'm afraid. And he's not quite there yet, so this podium is definitely not secured for the Red Bull driver yet, as he is about 4 seconds behind Mr. Basil. He's got cold tires too, so he's definitely going to be losing another couple of tenths here during Sector 1. 4.1 seconds behind right now, and the tires should be a little bit heated at the moment. Now let's go back to Mr. Basil, right behind Redoubts. We saw Redoubts having a battle with, who was it again? Was it with Mr. Basil? I'm not 100% sure. No, it was with NJ, but Redoubts let him go through. He doesn't want to take any risks here, Mr. Redoubts, because he is in a P4 position at the moment. He's got Talk with 9 seconds of penalties right behind him, so he definitely can just let him go through and still get that position from the Red Bull driver, but he needs to be afraid of NJ. He's closing in rather rapidly, and he doesn't have any single penalties. Now, let's have a quick look with Agman, as he is having a heated battle with NJ at the moment. Now, Agman, pretty fast driver. He's P2 in the Drivers' Championship. And looking at that, he's just going to be able to get there. Like a top 3 in the Drivers' Championship, that's definitely doable. He might be losing a position to Divine here, definitely, if he might be getting spun out by NJ, but of course we are not hoping for that. And definitely looking at NJ's record, he doesn't have a lot of penalty points, so I don't think there's gonna be a lot of issues right there. Now down the main straight, as he's coming across the line, and that is just going to be a DRS opportunity for Agman. NJ is just going to stick back behind the Haas driver. Sparrow with a 3-second time penalty. He is all the way in P9. He actually had a pretty good comeback race, but the grid is pretty spread out here. So are we going to be seeing a couple of guys getting a little bit closer? We've got both Alfa Romeo drivers. Is that Alfa Romeo? Yes, it is, but Brass Monkeys is getting doubled here by his teammate. So that's really unfortunate for the English driver right there. But I mean, he's just racing his race, you know, he's just doing his thing, keeping it clean on track, and that is the most important thing here in the Phoenix Racing League. We are not putting any name on your well, we're not giving you any names because you're slow, or we're not giving you any names because you're not meeting the requirements. Just show sportsmanship driving and just be clean on track, and that is the most important thing here in Phoenix Racing League. Rios is now coming into the pits as the Alfa Romeo driver is going up to the hard tires, and I do think that there is only 1 or 2 possible strategies here in Qatar, as we've got the medium hards and the hard mediums. And Jay possibly overtaking Agman pretty soon. He's about 7 tenths behind the Haas driver, and Mr. Rios. No, Rios went from mediums to hards. He was on the mediums at the beginning of the race, but he's still ahead of these guys, so that's always great. Otherwise, he would have had to battle with these guys for a couple of laps as they haven't come into the pits yet. Now I'm gonna have a quick look in the Twitch, how many views I've got. 7. After my girlfriend left, a lot of you guys just left the stream. That is pretty interesting. You guys just wanted to hear it go. You thirsty fuckers. Divine is not going to get overtaken, I think. Maybe by Mr. Basil. But Divine is going to be on the faster tire at the end of the race. And Mr. Basil has come into the pits pretty fast. Everyone left after qualifying. That's pretty interesting, yeah. I don't think there's going to be a safety car here. Nobody crashed out, so we're just waiting for a couple of guys. No, actually that wouldn't ruin Divine at all, because Divine hasn't come into the pits yet. Let's have a quick look in at the tires. So Divine hasn't come into the pits yet. Mr. Basil has. So if Divine comes into the pits right now, if there is a safety car, he would definitely be, well, winning. No, Nick, because he still has to come into the pits, so his lead is definitely gone if he comes into the pits. He's the only one who still has to come into the pits, including NJ, Sparrow, and the bottom tier drivers. Well, the bottom guys drivers. So he's definitely going to be getting behind Mr. Basil, but he's going on to medium tires. No, but Nick, he would definitely be losing that gap because he has to come into the pits. Yeah. He hasn't come into the pits yet, so. Yeah, no worries, Basil. No worries, Nick. Appreciate you being here. Divine now comes into the pits. Where is the Haas driver going to end up? This is actually a great track. If you look at it, there's not many incidents. Oh, there's a pretty close battle here. Where are they? Oh wait, never mind. It's two guys who are having a battle. It's Jazz and Brass Monkeys. It's Jazz and Brass Monkeys, both drivers at the end of the back of the grid. As Jazz is going to make a move down the inside, and he pushes the Alfa Romeo driver a little bit off track right there. We didn't really like that move from the Williams driver, although he needs to yield for the Red Bull driver who's coming in fast. That is going to be Talk, as Talk is a little bit bothered by the Alfa Romeo behind him. But nothing to blame for Brass Monkeys. And I do think these guys have to go off the racing line if someone is coming in fast. There goes Jazz. He's letting the Red Bull driver go through. Great driving from the Williams driver right there. And both Williams drivers haven't been able to put a good performance in yet. We see Williams, where are they? All the way at the back of the grid with not that many points. So Jazz and Sparrow unfortunately do not have the pace yet to score some good points here. Neither does AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. Although it's quite surprising to see that Alfa Romeo has Rios in their team, and seeing them third last of the grid, well, of the Constructors' Championship, that's really surprising after that race win from Rios last week. So yeah, Alfa Romeo maybe not a great combination there. I haven't, Larcy, I haven't, but I know that you're a big what's his name again? The other guy. The Arno Opmeer fan, so I know these jokes are going to be there every now and then. Now, Divine gets behind a Talk and Mr. Basil. But can he get closer? On these medium tires, he should. He should get a little bit closer to Talk right now. 3.8 seconds entering Sector 2. And Miu takes a position from NJ as NJ is coming into the pits. Aska with a 3-second time penalty. Now let's go back to Talk right now, as there is a lot of position changes going on at the moment. And Talk is possibly going to be leading this race in a couple of seconds, although he does have a lot of penalties here. Let's go to the penalties. 9-second penalties here. Brass Monkeys with another 3-second time penalties. 12 in total for the British driver. But that's not to worry. Well, nothing to worry about. You know, everyone who's learning a game shouldn't really be worried about how many penalties they get or how fast they are. They just have to focus on clean racing. And when you've got that under control, you can build on your pace. But some drivers, usually younger drivers, they focus on being fast first rather than keeping it clean on track. So looking at Brass Monkeys right now, I would say he's pretty fast, and he's not pretty fast, but he's pretty clean. He just doesn't have the pace yet. But as soon as you keep that cleanness in control, you can just build up your pace and just be as fast as you possibly can, and you know, that kind of stuff. So hopefully Brass Monkeys is gonna find his pace next season, because this season is almost over. We're almost at the end of the season. Redoubts now makes a move on Mihu. Mihu thinks it comes into the pits. 10 more laps to go, and he chooses to go onto the soft tires. So that's a pretty interesting strategy. Now let's go back to Divine, as he came in a little closer to Tog. Divine Ayo gets another 3-second time penalty. 6 seconds in total for the English driver. And is that going to be enough, or is Mr. Basil going to run away with the race win here today? And it does definitely seem like Mr. Basil is going to run away with that race win. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you being here, buddy. I will see you another time. I will see you another time. Sparrow, who seems to be making a move on Oranje Boom, although I'm not 100% sure. I think Oranje Boom was in the pit lane. Now, it doesn't look like anyone is pretty close. Now, Divine is definitely gaining and closing up on Talk, but he's not quite there yet. You know, still A10, so maybe down the main straight, but that's still two more sectors away from the position they are in right now. They still have to come across sector 2 and sector 3. Oh, there goes Divine. There goes Divine, and that was definitely a traction control thing. That was definitely a traction control thing. As you can see, Divine entering that corner, it's a little bit of a hairpin. So you need to watch out with your traction control right there. If you go a little bit too fast onto the throttle, you're just going to spin out. And definitely on a track like Qatar, tire overheating is quite high, I would say. So you really need to watch out with the traction. He just went a little bit too fast onto the throttle and kind of spun out. So the Mercedes driver loses his lead, well, his comeback on the Dutch driver, as he still has a lot of time to make up to Mr. Basil. So I see that the race is a little bit boring at the moment. So when there is like a lot of time between all the drivers, I'm just gonna go to the toilet real quick, just to go take a quick pee. But there is about a 1 second gap from NJ to Redoubts. And we've seen these guys having a battle already. And are they going to be able to keep it clean this time? I wouldn't say Redoubts was in the wrong the last time, but I wouldn't say it was NJ's fault either. So maybe a racing incident, but Redoubts definitely went a little bit too tight into this corner. Well, not this corner, but another corner. Redoubts is going to have to defend 4/10 for the Ferrari driver, as he's definitely going to have a lot of pace down this main straight. Is he going to throw it down the inside? He's going to back out of it. No, he's going for it. Down the inside into turn 1. A beautiful move there from the Ferrari driver. It was a little bit of a risk there, but he made it work. Redoubts is definitely not going to battle back after that incident between himself and the Ferrari driver. So he's just racing his race. The next driver he should be focusing on is Agman, who's 2.3 seconds behind. Divine making that move on Talk 2 here in sector 2. Sector 3 actually, as they came into sector 3 right when I said it. Now into turn 14, 15 right now. And there we go into turn 16. So Talk with a 12-second time penalty. It's not looking great for the Red Bull driver. Redoubts still sticking to the toe of the Ferrari driver, and he's going to be having the DRS, although he drops back by a couple of tenths there in sector 2. And that is going to be DRS lost. Now, Eggman might be able to make that move on Redoubts pretty soon, but it seems like he still is trailing by about 1.3 seconds here. So Talk trying to nail every corner he can, try to go as fast as possible down the main straights. It's just full throttle down the main straights, but you still need to be able to do that in a Formula 1 racing car. And there's a lot of guys with a lot of penalties here today. We've got 9-second time penalties. We've got 6-second time penalties, 12-second time penalties. And we even have someone with 15 seconds of time penalties. Rios is the only one who is able to keep it consistent here in Qatar, as Rios doesn't have a single penalty at the moment. Now let's go back to Oranje, as we haven't seen him. Agman making a move down the inside of Redoubts. Redoubts is going to try and battle back for it. Redoubts down the inside. Is he going to be able to make that move? Went a little bit too wide. And he's going a little bit too fast onto the throttle. So that is going to be position lost. Maybe Oranje Bone Brown now. Down the main straight goes the AlphaTauri driver. Right on the tail of the Williams driver, Sparrow. He's going down the inside. There goes Oranje Bone Brown. And he takes a P10 for his palmarès. Now let's go back to the Vine, as he's able to keep it really close to Mr. What do you mean, Larcy? Have you ever gone strange? What do you mean by that? The Vine now being pretty close to Mr. Basil. 3 seconds. Oh, no, Larcy, not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't do that for $1 million, for $20 million. I wouldn't do that. It's something I value in life, that you're able to keep it. Well, guys, the question from Larcy is, did you ever cheat? And my plain answer is no. But I'm just going to focus on this battle real quick, as Divine is trying to get past Mr. Basil on fresh mediums. Well, fresh, they're not that fresh anymore, but he needs to make that overtake work and get a 3-second time penalty. Well, loss, if that makes sense. He needs to make up for a 3-second time penalty. Mr. Basil not really choosing the defensive lines, but he shouldn't here in sector 3. Maybe Divine is going to throw it down the inside. Definitely with the use of DRS, he's going to be able to make that work. Good exit coming through turn 16. And there we go. Down the inside goes Divine Eye, and that is going to be moved on. Now, is he going to be able to get 3 seconds of a lead on Mr. Basil? So as I was saying, guys, Larcy in the chat asked if I ever cheated. And in my opinion, cheating is one of the worst things you can do in life. It's just not being loyal to yourself, not being loyal to another person, and just disrespecting anyone you're hurting at the moment. You know, you've got a girlfriend, for example, and you're cheating on her with someone. Also, that is going to lose you're going to lose the respect of your parents. So in my opinion, it isn't something you should do, and it is something I would never do. So Larcy, good night, buddy. Have a good rest. It is only 10 in the evening, so it's quite interesting that you're already going to bed, but you don't see me complaining, honestly, because you've been here all evening already. It is 10 in the evening. And hopefully we are going to be seeing some clean battles here from these guys. Still, although it doesn't look like it, Talk about 8 tenths behind Mr. Basil, he does have those 12-second time penalties, and it's not looking great for the Red Bull driver at the moment. It's not looking great for Talk. What is he going to be able to do? He could push the Haas driver a little bit wide every now and then, but still, that wouldn't give him enough options to get a 3-second time penalty on Mr. Basil, because he needs to push him wide about 9 times to be able to get closer. Mr. Basil down the inside. He's not making the switchback work, but he went a little bit too deep there, and this is going to be another time penalty for Redoubts. Talk going a little bit too wide there in turn 3. Now heading into turn 4, heading into sector 2 with Mr. Basil on the tail of Talk. Is the Haas driver going to be able to get a little bit closer there? Doesn't look like it. What tires are both drivers running? Haas driver, hard tires for both drivers, and Divine is looking like he's able to get a 3-second gap on Mr. Basil. He's already 5 seconds ahead of the Haas driver at the moment, so Mr. Basil definitely isn't going to be able to get any closer to the Mercedes driver, and this is possibly going to be a race win for Divine Eye. Is this going to be his first race win ever that I have commentated on? It definitely looks like it, and hopefully we're going to be able to get a Divine Eye, that trophy at the end of the race. 3-second time penalty for Aska, as Sparrow has gone for soft tires, as he's currently on 0 lap alt softs. Mr. Basil losing the toe of Talk, and I don't think Talk will not get on the podium. Talk will not get on the podium as things are looking like right now. Talk with 12 seconds of time penalties. It's not looking great for the Red Bull driver. And what is Eggman going to be doing? 5 tenths behind NJ. What are the penalties looking like? 3-second time penalty for Mr. Eggman. Penalty wise, he has 6 in total. NJ only has 5, so he needs to make up a lot of ground at the moment to be able to get into the top 5. Yeah, the penalties are really, really bad here in Qatar. And it's just in general, every league race, the penalties are bad. But yeah, I do understand these guys are Division 2. They're not really that consistent as all the other leagues that I'm commentating for, so having a lot of penalties just is something you have to work on. And it does look like these guys are trying to make up for it, because during the beginning of the race there were way more penalties than there were at the end of the race. So the guys are definitely trying to improve here with their penalties and their consistency, of course. Now let's have a quick look if Agman is going to be able to get into that top 5. It doesn't look like it. Neither is Mr. Basil. Well, Mr. Basil is actually, but he's going to be losing a position to Rios, I'm afraid. Although Rios 5.6 seconds behind, 5.5. He's definitely closing that gap on Mr. Basil. He just needs to make up 2 seconds to be able to crown himself P2 of this race. There's the yellow flag. That is going to be a Haas driver, and that is going to be Agman. He loses it in sector 3, unfortunately, and that is going to be a race over for the Haas driver. It is not going to be a safety car, because the safety car is not going to come out anymore. And Talk, is he coming into the pits too? No, it's going to be the other Red Bull driver. It's going to be Aska Leia. Mihu making that move on Eggman too. So after all, it's not really that bad for Mihu. He came in P7 after all. And Divine Eye gets another 3-second time penalty. Now it is going to be a dangerous field for the Mercedes driver, as Rios is looking at a race win right now. With the time penalties, it's not looking great for Divine, Talk, and Mr. Basil. Rios has to be pushing to be able to get closer to these guys. Talk, he's going to be able to get a little bit closer to Divine here, but he's definitely not going to be able to make up 3 seconds if he overtakes the Mercedes driver. But Talk, in my opinion, if he didn't have that much penalties, he would have definitely been my driver of the day. He came all the way from P14 to end up in P2, P3, P4, not 100% sure, depends on the penalties, of course. Yellow flag in sector 1, that is going to be NJ, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that going to be an Alfa Romeo? That's going to be an Alfa Romeo. Is that Rios? No, it's not Rios, it's Brass Monkeys. Now Talk in P2. As the Dutch driver trying to get a little bit closer, it's not working out. He goes a little bit too wide, goes onto the curb. There's someone going slow. That is going to be Divine again. That is going to be Divine again. This is not great for the Mercedes driver. Oh, he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. He gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. This is not great for Divine Eye. He doesn't have fuel anymore. Oh, he gets another 10-second time penalty. 29 seconds of time penalties for Divine Eye. He needs to watch out that he's not going to get disqualified. Mr. Basil overtakes the Mercedes driver. So is going to be Mr. Rios. So is going to... Oh, he gets another 10-second time penalty. Not too sure. Oh, he's been disqualified. Oh, this is unfortunate. What has happened here? But yeah, there goes Divine Eye. He gets parked onto the gravel. There's one more lap to be driven with Talk in the lead right now, and we've got possibly our race winner Rios. Rios all of the sudden with that Mercedes dropping out, taking the race win here. I mean, he needs to be able to get within 12 seconds off Talk, and he will be able to get there. Now, if he gets a 3-second time penalty, it is going to be a whole different story. Yeah, it's a really weird disqualification, but I feel like it's because he had way too many penalties. But I'm definitely going to be looking at that later into the no idea if Divine. It's because... Wait. During the beginning of the race, you have to select how many... Yeah, I know. You have to select how many laps you want to fuel your car with. So, because there is no safety car, you possibly have to do 1 or 2 more laps. And if you don't do that, you're going to be running out of fuel. So that is going to be 33 laps. That's weird, buddy. That's weird. I don't know how that's going to be happening. But Mr. Basil now, he ran out of fuel too. It's always going to be a thing around Qatar. We had it that last race too. That last race in RLE. The top 5 ran out of fuel. And then P6 all of a sudden became P1. So that was a crazy race too. But Talk is going to be coming across the line with a P2. As we've got Rios taking the race win. He definitely didn't... yeah, fuel burn is definitely bad at some tracks. And definitely here around Qatar, because you're going off throttle. Well, you're not really going off throttle, but you're lowering down in gears, but not really going off throttle. And that's when you burn a lot of fuel. Now, let's have a quick look if anyone is pretty close to each other. Doesn't look like it. Eggman was going to make that move on NJ. NJ, who is also running out of fuel. And Mihu might... Oh, he's also running out of fuel. Oh no, this is a real disaster for some guys. Talk still in P2 though. Talk still in P2. He did a pretty amazing job coming from P13 to P2 at the moment. All the time doing lift and coast. So boring. Yeah, I understand you, Rios. Oranje Boom gets a 3-second time penalty now. He's gonna be frustrated with that penalty and also with the underfueling. And Jay with a 5-second time penalty, he unserved that penalty. Actually had a pretty good comeback race. And now Oranje Boom also coming across the line. So is Shauna. And it is gonna be Shauna taking P9. And Oranje Boom taking no, it's going to be Shauna taking P8 and Oranje Boom taking P9. So that is going to be your Qatar Grand Prix here. Pretty interesting race if you ask me, because a lot of guys underfueled, made the race a little bit interesting at the end of the race, but overall it was a pretty good race. A lot of guys were actually pretty decent racing. Unfortunately, we had a couple of incidents, but that will be looked at by the stewards, of course. Now let's have a quick look here in the Drivers' Championship, the Drivers' Standings. My apologies. Well, the race results. That was what I wanted to say. Now Rios in P1, Talk in P2, and Mr. Basil with a beautiful podium here in Qatar. Now let's have a quick look at the rest of the grid. Redives in P4, a great race from him. He is possibly going to be losing another position if he gets a penalty for that incident with NJ. We've got Eggman in P5, NJ in P6, Mihu in P7, Shauna in P8, Oranje Bone Brown in P9, and Sparrow in P10. Further, we've got Chaz, SK, Brass Monkeys, and Divine Eye, who's got disqualified, unfortunately, definitely. So that is gonna be your race here in Qatar of the Phoenix Racing League. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. You will not be able to see me, unfortunately. But thank you very much for watching. This was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator, and I will see you guys around, hopefully. So I will be streaming on Wednesday again for the Phoenix Racing League with Division 1. So I hope I will see you guys pretty soon. This was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator, and peace out.